We already here? I think everyone's already here. All right then, so let's get on with it. Do. And it's not there. I love standing in front of a black void. You know, I do check things before I come on. And now we've got a black void, isn't that great? Oi, capture card, do your thing. What's the deal? So we're struggling right now with the black void. Give me 2 seconds, ladies and gents. What the heck? Okay, so it's plugged in. We'll try plugging it in and plugging it in again. It was fine 5 minutes ago. and the computer's been restarted today. So why are we not capturing anything? Hang on a minute. I'll try unplugging it and plugging it back in again from this end. It's a great way to start. There. No signal and we're back. Isn't that great? Elgato 4K, ladies and gents. Reliable stuff. It's gone. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, we're having an excellent start to the stream tonight. It's just not showing any output. It did show it just briefly and then it went away. It's not me. Right. I'm going to remove it. Yeah, I'll remove it and then I'll add it again. But that shouldn't matter. So why isn't it working then? Oh, we got to check some cables then, I guess. It's all plugged in. Everything's plugged in. Try it this end and in. There. Are you going to stay on this time? I think it's going to stay on this time. Welcome, Lucas. Welcome, Zacharia. Do you know what? I don't even know what that was about. Basically, I obviously prep everything before I start the stream up, and everything was good. And then as soon as I click the button to go live, I've obviously got it on a loading screen. And then I flipped the screen here. But I guess it's working now, so... Alright, I just need to sort out my tops and bottoms. Get the black bars, so you don't have to worry about all that nonsense at the top and the bottom. And then we're good. Alright. So, hopefully you're all having a great Friday night. Got a load of cool stuff to look at tonight. I'm kind of a little bit off kilter from that nonsense at the start there. Capture card just refusing to capture. It's the first time it's done that. So anyway, I suppose there's a first time for everything, right, guys? Let me know if the levels are good, because obviously, if I'm quiet or the music's loud, just let me know. I've got an eye on the chat. And first thing I'm looking at is right now. What's going to happen when I try to come out? Okay, it's not completely scuffed. My goodness, what a way to start the show. Alright, so first few minutes were a little bit off the rails. Hopefully that's not how we mean to go on for the rest of the night. A couple of things. So, I spent about an entire evening messing around with Visual Studio, installing it, updating it, uninstalling it, installing it again, finding out it's not where everyone says it is. And then in the end it still didn't like it. So I thought, do you know what? If your system is able to get that done, then it's like there's an element of luck to it. Because the amount of technical stuff that goes into actually getting that Sage Attention working, unless they bring out like a pre-built version of it, I just don't see most people using it. We're talking about the Hun Yuan video stuff. It's a great looking video tool, but I'm sat here with a 4090 and a state-of-the-art machine, and it was near impossible. It like didn't want to install. Okay, it just didn't want to install. I might even show you the error. It's not really much point because it's just disgusting. But basically, there's an issue with how you have to install it. I put a guide up, so you know, I mean, the information is the best I could get for this. So obviously you might know there's a new video model out called Hun Yuan. We spent a lot of time messing around with it on the last live stream, and since then I got this Pers from Pers. So he's got a notion up for how to get Triton and Sage Attention working with your Hunyan video model, okay? And the thing is that it involves a lot of messing around with NVIDIA CUDA Studio, so you have to have all this sort of stuff going on, okay? So it's like modify your Visual Studio build tools, right? Have all of these modules, okay? MSVC 143, Windows 11 SDK. And by the way, there's actually multiple versions of, so it's got to be the exact one that he's got, not the latest, because the latest one is a different. There's so many ifs and buts and ands and don'ts. And then you've got to have the CUDA kit. And obviously, again, if you've got GeForce Experience, that'll fail. So you have to then do a custom install, and then it'll go through. And then when you get, then you have to do system environment variables. And you have to remove any of the duplicate versions, and so I've done all of that. And then you install the Triton version, which I've also done, and then you do the Sage Attention, which I've also done, and then it still doesn't bloody work. And I just thought, do you know what, mate? I'm not going to try and drive my users insane. I'm not here to torture people, okay? So if this works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, don't bother. There's just so many other things that are worth doing, and the chances are in about a week's time there'll be native support. So that's what I'm banking on now. Do you know what I mean? And the workflows that I've written won't change. So essentially what it was, oh, look at this, all of the workflows are the standard workflow. Everything, see, start as we mean to go on. Every single tab is the default. So it's also forgotten everything I had ready. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we're having some fun tonight. So let's see if we can't find the workflow, shall we? We'll go to my GitHub and just download the workflow, it'll be quicker. So yeah, I just want to show you the workflow that I'm, you know, because it'll crash and that'll be the end of that, and then we'll move on. Because I'm not really doing that tonight. However, they will work if you've got Sage Attention. It works without it too. It's just faster as far as I'm aware. And like I said, it's not really very good stream content to have you sat there for 5 minutes with nothing happening on the screen. So, but by all means, it was worth covering, because I was like in the Discord, what was it, 2 nights ago, just basically complaining about it. So as you can see, SDPA is the version that I was testing with the last time, and we did end up getting some decent videos out of that. But everyone was saying, no, you know, oh, there's a new option. It just says comfy. Looks like we've got something to test then. Yeah, the Flash Attention is actually from the author. Sage Attention is recommended by Kijai. I couldn't get Sage Attention to build, so like I said, it was sending me round and round and round in circles. I had to install everything like 4 or 5 times. I thought, you know what? I'm not here to put you through the torture. So how about we just cue this one on comfy? That's a new one. I've not seen comfy attention. Is it going to let us do it? I've got it set to a low number of frames, have I? No. Let's put it to a low number of frames so we're not sat here forever. 25 frames, all right. It's not gonna, yeah, it's gonna ignore me because it's too busy warming up. That will take forever as well sometimes. The warm-up time can be a complete nightmare. So let's see, does it actually say here? Causal attention, I think it said that before. I need to put my phone on not disturb, please. Otherwise it's going to be vibrating into the microphone all night. There we go. Okay. cancelled. Good. So, that's something. I did update this, so it looks like Keyjai has added a new attention mode called Comfy. And I've got my fingers crossed that actually this one is going to not be a waste of time. Yes, Lucas, exactly. A lot of Microsoft visual nonsense. Look, it's great if you have a development environment set up, but if you had to set it up fresh, or if you're like me and you had an old one from 2019 that was kind of out of date, oh man, it was 2 hours of updates followed by uninstall the whole thing and start again with 2022, and then all the paths need to change. They really put me through the ringer, and I thought if it took me 3 hours to say that was a waste of time, I thought I'll just wait. And then look at it, Keyjai's put a comfy attention, so I didn't need to do it anyway. See, I think I even said next time I have to choose between building Sage Attention or something and just doing something else, I'll just do something else. Yeah, because we're not actually developing the code, you know, we're just here to help out with testing and find good settings and things like that, because that's what you need lots of hands for usually. But yes, I'm glad you could all make it tonight. It's going to be a nice relaxed Friday night, no doubt. We're loading checkpoint shards, and I got a bunch of other things to show you as well tonight. So while we're waiting for this to load up, can you see that, or is it off the bottom of the screen? I think it's off the bottom. There we go, you can see that. Let's move this up a bit. Okay, because this can take a long time. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes forever for the first run. So while it's pretending to be a video generator, we'll look at the other thing I wanted to show you. So at the end of the last stream, what we did was we built this Comfy UI custom node batch installer, which was aimed at allowing you to have a portable way of sharing lists of custom nodes. So this currently has just one custom node URL in the list, which is the Comfy UI manager. And so there was two things that I wanted to do. Somebody that was with us on that last stream suggested I should use Comfy CLI, which apparently is a good way to you can output all the custom nodes into a list. And I thought, well, that's going to save me 128 copy paste jobs. Yeah, because normally I would open up the manager and click on all of my installed, make tabs, and then, you know, and that'd take me a long time. So how about we look up CLI in the chat on the Discord, zoom right into here. Aha, here we go. So Comfy node simple. So this is the code right there from Andre. He says, not a full repo, just a one-liner that I brought up in the live stream chat, using Comfy CLI to export a list of your enabled nodes. Comfy node simple show enabled, and then pipe to a file, so enable node list.txt. And he's right, we could do a script that could do this. Now, I don't know, I've never tried doing that. Can we do Comfy? I've never tried doing that, so I need to look up Comfy CLI and just see if there's anything I need to do. So Comfy org, Comfy CLI. Okay, so we do have to install it. Alright, how do we get Comfy CLI running then? Pip install. Okay, so it might be quite simple, guys. Let's give it a go. Give it a blast, shall we? I'll get a new terminal open and just pip install Comfy-CLI. Hold on to your butts. Let's see if it can do it. Look at it, 12 minutes, Jesus. See, it's acting like I'm downloading. This is the one thing I don't like about this, I don't know why it does this. The Llama 3 8B text encoder on the first run can sometimes take, look at this, what's that, 18 minutes on the first run, That's ridiculous. That's like it's downloading it every single time from scratch. But obviously I've done it before, you know. Every time I restart Comfy, the first time I try to use it, it's like 20, look at it, it's ridiculous, 18 minutes. It's going to be there forever. So like I said, I don't know why it does this. Checkpoint shards. I know, right? Ridiculous. You could probably get like, you could probably go and grill your steak, come back and you finished eating it. And I'm still waiting for it hasn't even started making the video. So anyway, this is why we're looking at something else. So, did we have anything? I think we got away with it. Yeah, we got away with it. So now we've got Comfy CLI. Let's try that guy's recommended commands. I'm going to get myself out of the way. I need more screen space. Okay. So it's like this. He said, try this command. So I'm just going to literally copy it. Comfy node, simple show enabled, pipe into file, enabled node list.txt. Oh. Comfy UI manager not found. Oh. So you have to run it from, okay, well that's fair enough. I can't, okay, fine. Didn't know that. Probably should have read the instructions, right? So you've got to run it from inside the Comfy folder. That's okay. So let's kill this. See, pip should have installed it to the system. So I didn't want to assume. So I'm in Comfy, right? So let's get another terminal and try it again. I think it must have worked. So let's see if we can find a new text file in here. There it is. Let's see what it looks like. Ah, that's a shame. It's not URLs. It's just the names. No such luck then. That's unfortunate. I wonder if there's a way to make it output the URLs. Custom node, Comfy node. So we used the command that we used. Yeah, the command we used again was Comfy node simple show enabled, right? Simple show installed. It's probably a similar thing. Installed, enabled, not installed. Right, okay. So enabled means installed and not disabled, right? So yeah, enabled is smart. But is there a way for it to give us URLs instead of just names? Because obviously names aren't URLs. Model list. No. So it looks like you've got to do that part yourself. That's okay. I just thought it would be an interesting little thing to be able to do. Anyway, right, well, so let's demonstrate the newest version of this tool. It started off as just a script. And we're going to run the install. See, I've converted it to run in a web UI now. 8 minutes left on the LLM text encoder, guys. 8 minutes. You've still got time if your steak is still on the grill. Like I say, there's another reason why I like LTXV so much. In a way, I guess we're spoiled because, you know, it used to be normal that you'd be waiting 20 minutes for a video. You know what I mean? And now it's like we're used to 8-second videos. I mean, this thing isn't even started generating yet. It's still getting ready. It's just... So yeah, just so you can see the output there, what we're doing is we're installing, because it does have Gradio, so I've given it VNV just to keep it separate from the system. It's the exact same code as what used to be up on the GitHub. If we just take a quick look, let's just go back. So this was the original script, and all it was a way to install a whole bunch of custom node URLs silently with a script. So if you had a big long list of them, you could add them to the text file, and then when you have a fresh comfy and you've got your text file list, or if for example I made one and gave it out, you could quickly install all of those to a brand new comfy install. Now you never really know if they're going to change comfy one day and this will become irrelevant, but for now it's a time-saving tool. And I thought, hey, it's a bit weird chucking all these files in the custom nodes folder and running them there, so why don't we make it a Gradio, and then you can specify where the custom nodes are and then have it run the list from wherever. So that was the whole idea. Makes it a little bit easier to use. So let's see how it's getting on. Is it finished? Yes, right, so you can now do start web to run the application. Okay. I think there must have been a, did it crash? There must have been a crash. Let's get rid of these, right. If I open this in a terminal now and do that start dash web, hang on. Have I start web.bat Python Gradio wrapper underscore. It's always something simple. Hey, still doesn't work. Start web.bat, yeah. Gradio underscore wrapper.py. Wait, is this PowerShell? Oh, it's PowerShell. Okay, so I need to put a / at the beginning. Yeah, that's a little difference between command and PowerShell. So, okay, cool. We're open. We're in. So then, by the way I did that without typing it was I just hit tab and it did it for me. Okay. Welcome, Hallis. Welcome. Thanks for joining. So we got Comfy UI Custom Node Installer. This tool will help you install multiple custom nodes from Comfy UI from GitHub repos. Enter the path to your custom nodes directory. So let's get that first, because we're going to give it a test. Let's put this on name again so I can find things. Right, so this is where it's going to go. So I'll put my path in, and it's going to check it. It does check to see if it's a valid Comfy install. And then it comes with magic wands, because for some reason I think that was the default at the time when we developed this. It was just something that I could find. So let's find a Comfy UI custom node which I don't have. Let's do that. So Comfy UI not installed, and we'll find something cool which I don't have at the moment. Cutoff is something cool which I don't have at the moment, so I'll copy that and put that into, where did it go? Is it on a different browser? No. The heck is that? Got some quite random stuff going on here today. Is it there? Yeah, there it is. Right, let's bring him in. Whoa, let's bring him in up here so we can see what we're doing. Okay. So I'll have that one. Ooh, power noise. I like the sound of that. What's this? Clip blip. Clip encoder that is capable of receiving images as an input. That's a really clever thing, but I don't know anything about it. Vid to vid. Allows you to load image sequence and generate new image sequence with different styles or content. What? Let's have a look at that. Never heard of it. Load image sequence. Image sequence folder, I guess. Is that a name? ID, frame rate, sample, and it makes an image. So I guess this is specifically for loading folders full of images. Oh, and this one's got an alpha support, does it? Mask sequence, okay. How many more stuff? VAE encode for in-paint sequence. DDIM inversion. Set latent noise. Oh, that's why I've never heard of it. It's a 1.5 era. Yeah, we don't really do much with 1.5. It looks cool though. I just think we already have those. Let's see, what's this? Lots of conflicted nodes. See, I'm not trying to break my install. That did look kind of cool though. Ooh. X Llama V2. We're going to be touching on a bit of that later. Plasma noise. Open pose editor. That was actually really nice back in the day. Yeah, look, you can see. Oh wait, 5th, 22nd of May 2024. So I'm guessing this allows you to actually edit. Yeah, you can edit. Do you know what? I'm going to grab this because it could actually be quite funny. I'll grab this anyway. That won't hurt. Right, so we'll grab that. Like that. Okay. Now, once you've got the list that you want, you hit save. And then you hit install. And I did notice that the first prompt executed in 835 seconds. Hey! Shall we see what that looks like? Hey, hey, hey! That's not bad. Let's see what it's like for the warm start. So it's already got the clip loaded. It can't seriously be doing that every time. So I want to get a good feeling for how, because you don't need the Sage. The Sage was a wild goose chase. He replaced it with a comfy attention, like within a couple of days. So Kijai is the man. We don't need to stress. Yeah, this is looking, it's not bad, is it? This is good. And like I said, this is like what you call day one. This would be day one, so I can see this only getting better. It's quite low res as well. I think this is 768 by 432. So it's not HD or anything like that. It's sub 720p. It's probably sub 480p actually. Let me see. Yes, it's a funny resolution really. Because back in these days, we didn't even have widescreen. 480p was 640 high, so it was a bit taller. But yeah, this isn't bad. The plane is flying out of the clouds. I bet if we look at the prompt that it used, a red vintage biplane soars through towering white cumulus clouds above the Alps. Oh. Okay, it's still going. I thought I'd run out of time. Its propeller gleaming in the crisp mountain sunlight. The snow-capped peaks below create a dramatic contrast against the deep blue sky. High altitude cinematography. Oh, that's even better. See, the angle does help, doesn't it? I'm actually surprised how good that is. I've seen a lot of derpy planes in my time generating images. And for a video, that's surprisingly stable. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, it's not morphing into a weird shape and the wings are all aligned, and it actually does look like a vintage red biplane. Yeah. Yeah, this is the 10-cent thing. Yep. Welcome back, Fusion. Welcome back. Yeah, this is the 10-cent thing. I mean, it even looks like you can almost see the back wheel or the tail moving. Okay. And how long did it take? It took 102 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to put it back to the 101 seconds, which is recommended. Okay. Now, it might take a bit longer, but that's okay. Found 2 repositories to processing. I'm guessing that it did this. It says processing. I think it must have done it. It would be nice if I had like a done. Do you know what I mean? Somewhere. Could probably improve this by saying, oh yeah, done. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask him this. I've updated my artifacts with the current version, so I'm going to say everything is working great. However, when the list of custom nodes is completed, there is no feedback in Gradio or in terminal logs to tell the user it was completed successfully. We should add that in both places, and then we'll just see. We'll see what it does. And I'm gonna 73 seconds to run out of memory. So oof. Let's see what it does. Yeah, we ran out of memory. Okay, so you can't do that 101 seconds. Let's go down to 73. Let's try 3 seconds and try again. Allocation on device. Alright, let's try 49 seconds. I don't know how he managed. How did he get... No. This must be... Right. Oh, man, I've got to load it up again. Because I ran out of memory, I've got to purge all of the model and cache and everything. Because I think that once you've oomed, it's like cursed and you have to start again. Let's see. I've got it down to 49 now. It worked at 25. And we got a at 101. Because I saw him claim 101 for 20 gigabytes, okay? I'm not just being crazy and throwing stuff in there. I'm going with the recommended spec, yeah? So this was 25 frames. I mean, I guess you could try going for a smaller video and get more frames, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Not when we got LTX that'll do longer frames, higher resolution, less time. And to be honest, arguable on the quality as well now with the perturbed attention. I mean, I'm sure this is going to get stuff like that too, given enough time. But it seems like we've got a bit of an arms race brewing here, guys, because LTX is 0.2. It says so in the file name. So it's like LTX is a demo sort of evaluation research model, non-commercial terms, yeah? I think this one is I'd have to check, but I think this is a full release. Try adding VRAM cleanup node, cleanup GPU, second to last to clean up accidental oofs. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I must admit, I just hit the buttons because it does. I believe it does the same thing. But I do have the VRAM purge. We got clean VRAM. And then I got VRAM purge. So I got a bunch of them. I wonder which one. Clean VRAM used. I mean, I've had it before where you make the video, do you know what I mean? And then you put the purge in and then it loses the video before you save it. You're like, God damn it. I am saving the Latent. I wonder if that's taking up some headroom. Could be that maybe I should just disable that. I don't really need to save that right now. Yeah, LTXV was a preview release, exactly. So that means the real model, that was the tutorial, guys. The real model's over there. We haven't even got it yet. Clean VRAM. Okay. We use this one then. That's part of easy use. Yeah, this is quite old and part of a different set of nodes. Layer style is a great set of nodes. I think it's because it does clear the cache as well, so I'll just put it off the project file there. It should work. Hopefully it won't melt. Okay, it looks like it's going to take about 3 minutes to do the video. See, anyway, for 2 seconds. I mean, look, it feels like an unfair fight. Because I could start firing these into LTX and see what happens. Be unfair though. See, the thing is, this is a 13 billion parameter model, so it's going to have a lot more knowledge of stuff to generate with. Okay, but again, LTX was a 2 billion parameter model, so I don't know how many billions of parameters the full version is going to get, and it would be fair if it was a bit slower too. If it's that much bigger of a model, I mean, you could understand why it might not be as fast. And partly, I do suspect that maybe the reason it was so fast is because it was such a lightweight model, you know what I mean? I just imagine the vector running through the latent space and there's just not as much territory to pass through, but I don't know. Sometimes I think my analogous way of thinking isn't strictly going to apply everywhere, every which way. It usually works. Ah, now that's a pretty cool video. Okay, so what was the prompt for that? A Moroccan artisan's hands meticulously work intricate patterns into leather and more tokens. Sunlight streaming through. That is good though. You can't say that's not. That is good. Yeah, that is good though. That was worth the... how long? 300 seconds? 300 seconds. Alright, let's push our luck. Come on, let's see if we can get more than 2 seconds out of this bad boy. I'm going to go up to 3 seconds, okay? Wish me luck. If it ooms, at least we know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that looks really nice. If we can get 3 seconds, I'll be very happy, but I'm expecting it to blow up, really, because it seems like it's the limit. It might be the sheer number of tabs I have open as well, because I do have a lot going on my machine. Even though, you know, we try our best. Wouldn't it normally have gone by it already by now? Yeah, normally it would have oomed before it even started doing any steps. Let's see. So what's that, 5 minutes it's going to take for 3 seconds? That's comparable to Mochi speeds. Yeah, the fingertips were a bit messed up. You're right, Fusion. Also, he's got a bit of an elephant knuckle going on. And his arm is turning into a bit of wood, it looks like. I mean, the closer you look at it, the worse it is. You know what I mean? But to be fair, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. And it's low res as well. You got to think, if this was higher res, then it would actually be more detail. But again, if it was higher res, I wouldn't have been able to render it. So it looks good as a little thumbnail there, though, doesn't it? Alright, well, while this bar is charging up, yeah, the clarity's there for sure. I think it's got potential. It's just a question of getting it to actually run nice. I mean, it might be that there's some more stuff we can do over here now. Perhaps there are alternate models that are going to be a little bit slicker with the overhead. Because we can't force these onto the CPU or anything like that. And then maybe run a higher quality version. Can't do that because it doesn't have the right pipeline type. So maybe in the future. So let's have a look at this. So what's he done? He's modified the wrapper. Okay. Output the full script. Yeah. And then if this passes the test, we will push the new update for that one. So let's go here. Yes. And let's see, I want to, without the VNV, I want to compress this to works, because this is just a sort of extra goal, really. We don't need this extra bit. I just thought it would be nice to give the user some feedback. When they when they download, when they're finished, you know they've actually downloaded. That's what I thought. Oh, that'd be cool. But it's a bonus objective. Wait, what? Completion feedback.py. What the hell? You what, mate? I'll provide complete updated versions of both scripts. Claude, you separate you monkey. Look what he's done. He's trying to do me dirty. See, this one is Gradio Wrapper, and this one is Clone Custom Nodes. So he's actually changed 2 scripts and then given me one. Lucky I caught that. Alright. I suppose you can't really complain. Let's open it with... Have I got brackets? Where'd brackets go? Alright, VS Code please. Looks like they're going to make me do some work. Kinda. It's like, work is having to actually open a tool. It's like, oh, you're making me do the work? What? Alright, close editor. Close folder. And then we're going to open folder. Select it. Yes, I trust me. Okay, and then what is it? Modified installation scripts, no. Complete updated scripts, yes. So I'm going to take this one. This is going to be clone custom nodes.py. copy it all the way down to here, and we're going to do some high quality copy pasta chefing. So this one is clone custom nodes, right? Copy that one there, paste that one there, and then pray that it's not hilariously broken. That doesn't look like the end of the script. Yeah, he's please continue your last response. No. Please continue the output from return app. He ran out of tokens. He nearly made it. It was like Indiana Jones going back for his hat. He basically nearly made it. He was like, I got you. And then failed the last, whatever, 3 lines. There we go. That's quite funny. I don't know, it makes me chuckle every time it happens. Yes, started outputting garbage at the end. Yeah, it starts writing soliloquies and Shakespeare. You're like, what are you doing? It's just lost the plot. Yep. Let's go back and check on Comfy. Have we got a video? Ooh. That's cool. Okay, so 3 seconds is back on the menu. Can't do 4 seconds because it runs out of memory. But 3 seconds? 100%. That's really nice. That's probably the best quality one we've had yet. It's a shame that we've already done all of the stuff. Hey, I got an idea. What if I do my little trick? Yeah, what if I do my little trick from the other day? So, hang on a sec. Because this is the thing I developed for Mochi, so we could get a little bit more oomph, right? So let's give that one a blast. Go to my Mushroom Fleet, GitHub, DJZ Workflows, Hoda Hunyao, wow. And we're going to get the 2-stage version. Yeah, do you know what? I did think about, we need to try painting with this model. Do you know what? Let's do it with a 25 frame because it'll be quicker. I've got an idea for what I want to do here though. Hang on, I should have another. Let's get rid of, put that to there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, that's a blank one. Okay, cool. So did it download my 2-stage? No. Need to download the 2-stage. Because the 2-stage, if I do the encoding and the decoding separately, I need to test if there's any gains in terms of the overhead. And yeah, we'll do the string paint, yeah, for sure. String painting technique for video variations. I did a video on that yesterday. It works with LTX. We don't know if it works with Huawei yet. So what I reckon is if I go down to 25 so we get a result quicker, okay? We know we're safe. And then we need to fix the seed for the prompt and the generation. Look, I've already got it here ready and waiting, guys. It's already set up. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plug that into the prompt. So in case you're not familiar, because you're new tonight, what that is we've got our prompt coming out of a prompt list, which we generated using an LLM which was fine-tuned on the examples and the directives from Hun Yuan. And that's the prompt there. And instead of going into the encoder, what we're doing is we are putting it into string weights, so that there's a bracket with colon 0.9, okay, which gives 10% of the attention up for grabs. And then we're injecting a 32-bit random hex string after the prompt. Now in LTXV, what that does is it gives us video variations, okay? So they'd be the same video, but ever so slightly different, almost imperceivably different, in fact. When you have a person looking at you on the screen and talking and stuff, that would often give you like a different mouth movement, different facial expression, that kind of thing. And so we haven't tested it with this yet. So why not? Let's test that now. So obviously you have to have the same prompt, the same seed, but a random hex string injected to the end of the prompt. So if we do that now, and I forgot to do that, so it's actually not showing us the right thing. Hang on, cancel it and start it again. There we go. So I hope you can see that. That's what we've done. There's our 32-bit hex, and that's randomized. So there'll be a big, it can be very subtle, this technique. We used to use it for randomized in painting. All right. So this is funny. I don't know. What I might have to do is get a video loader, so we've got something to actually load video, upload. Yeah, and then what I'll do is when it's made, I'll save it and then load it here, so we've got something so we can use it to compare. That's the idea, because it won't change, you know what I mean? Alright, cool. Yeah, it's string painting because we're painting with a string. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's an old technique. We invented it for Midjourney 2 back in 2022. We were like, what if we just put a hex code here? Because a hex code doesn't spell anything, you see, but it is letters, which does affect. Because, you know, have you ever misspelt? So if you misspell a word in an image generator, it does affect the output. That's an old trick too. And we were like, well, what if you just typed a bunch of numbers and letters, and it does affect the output? Okay, so here we go. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one, actually. Right, so we'll go save that. And what's it called? It's called Video 5. So then I'll get this and call this one downloads Video 5. So then we've got our video to compare it with. Let's try and get it about the same size-ish. It's close enough. And then make another one. Now, look, I won't be surprised if they look the same. I won't, because it might not work for this model, okay? It's not guaranteed to work because it's a bit of a trick, isn't it, really? In principle, you'd think it would work. Right, where's my timer gone? I can't see the timer because there's so much stuff on the screen. Right, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. So you, I think we've done this part now, so we can get rid of that. Enabled node list, that didn't work. It was cool if it did work though. Bada bing, bada boom. Right, okay. Now we should have updated this now. So, let's see if we broke it. Start web. And that means we get another thing to look at there, and then we get another web thing to look at here, and then we can get this one off of our off the screen. So what's this? Fabric. I seem to remember fabric, but I want something new that I haven't seen. Ooh, what's this? SDVN, collection of nodes. Auto download model image easy merger. I don't know what that is. Star nodes. Olama helper. Whoa, I'm getting into a bit of the old llama. Let's have a look at that. What the heck? Got to squint real hard when you're looking at some of these screenshots. So, Flux starter loads UNet diffusion, 2 clips, create an empty latent, choose your own star sampler. Is this something? Is this the new star thing? Or is this just called star? Loading your Olama models from Olama models text in the nodes folder, parse it, and a system prompt to Olama nodes helps when Olama models are not showing up. I don't understand what it does. Helping to make big workflows a bit smaller. Is this like a sort of easy node pipe thing? Let's go for... I thought this was something else. I'm not, you know, I'm sure it's really cool. I'm not, you know. Switches. Redux. Comfy UI Redux prompt. Redux style models. I do like that. I want to do a lot of stuff with Redux, actually. That's one of my favorite control nets for Flux. Is this what I think it is? Redux style model, yeah. It's all in Chinese. That's usually a good sign as well. It means not many people probably have figured out. I don't know, what the heck? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to test it with this one. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of those, save the list, and install. Let's see the feedback. Oh, what happened? Error. What's the error? Error. That's not good. Did we break it by trying to give it feedback? See, this is what can happen. You've got to be so careful. What's it say? Cannot find empty port in range 7860. Well, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Might have to roll back that change. All I wanted to do was say complete. That'll teach him. Develop with AI, will ya? Come for your buns. Alright. No. That's okay. That's one of the reasons why I have the rollback. Do you know what I mean? So we'll deal with that later. For now, let's get rid of this and compare. So, it worked. It worked. Check it out. Check that out. Man, string painting strikes again. Look at that. That's come out amazingly. The string paint was flawless. In fact, the second video is better than the first. We've gone from a pretty basic shot with very minimal movement to an orbit, and the detail on the sea lions is amazing. But it's the same iceberg, same dude. Do you know what? Do you know what, right? I'll take 5. I'll take 5, please, and then we'll move on to a different seed. But we won't change the prompt. You could make an entire... I was on my kayak in the North Pole, and I was having a great time. And you could just do an overdub like David Attenborough. What a result. So yeah, basically guys, the string painting technique works with Hunyuan. So that's another win. Sweet. The powers of string painting continue to impress. 2 years later, it still blows me away. And in case you were wondering, if you have a shorter string, it will have less of an effect. And if you have a longer string, and also with less prompt attention on the prompt, that gives more of an effect. And then also, if you use increment and not random, increment is like going up, you know, so it's going up, like say it was 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, B, and you went 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, B, C. Do you know what I mean? It's going up by like 1. That has that's the smallest effect you can have. And then obviously you can do things like saying A 1 1 1 1, and then you could go for like A 8 8 8 8. You know what I mean? And there's lots of different, there's so many different ways you can use it. So that even though it is a bit chaotic, because I'll be honest, I prefer the sky. I like this sunset sort of vibe. Look at that. That's pretty sweet, man. Go for FFFFFFF. Yeah. You can. I mean, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's. They are also hex codes. They are. We'll wait for the next one. It shouldn't be long. Like 30 seconds. So well, see, I've got to wait until the next image now, because it'll take me however long. In fact, you know what? I'll do it on this side of the screen. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like an over-the-shoulder stream Friday night, so you just get to see what's going on my main screen. Feel free to answer those questions if you got them. Ask them if you got them. So, whoa, that's a big sleeping sea lion now, and all of his buddies are over here in the distance, and he's just like menacingly watching the Alright, let's change the seed. I think we've got 3 more to go, so it's going to be queued up anyway. But I want to change the seed. Not the prompt, just the seed. And see if we can get a little bit of a different composition. Okay. Like this. So remember, this was the first result that we got on the right. And then these results are using my string paint node to inject a random hex. And that's going to give us video variation with Hun Yuan. Okay, and then while that's happening, I'm just going to fix this rollback issue. I can't believe it messed up. Because the thing is, I could plug the error back into Claude and say, hey, you broke it, but I'm not going to do that, because to be honest, it actually did work. There was nothing wrong with it. But whatever he did... I mean, actually, saying that, do you think there's a chance that I just copied the code wrong? Could be. I could blame myself. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to tell him to... I'm going to... One more time. Please output the full and complete contents of the scripts you changed, one at a time in each response, to ensure I did not copy the new code incorrectly. Yeah? I don't want to blame him if it was me. It could have been me. Maybe I copy-pasted it wrong. It's very possible. So, big sea lions gone. There's well, I'm assuming they're sea lions. Could be penguins, don't know. In the distance. the same guy on the boat though. We've got the orbiting shot still. Different group of sea lions for sure. You can see that subtle effect of the string painting on the video is definitely doing the same thing. I'm surprised we're getting the same exact guy though, doing the same motion almost every time. Like I said, I knew it would have an effect, but I couldn't have predicted that it would be so consistent. You know, I kind of expected us to get like, you know, at least one different coloured boat or different coloured jacket or something. Maybe he's not wearing a hat. I don't know. And we're back to the big boy again. But look, his nose is drooping over the edge a bit more convincingly this time. Like he's just chilling. And they're all, you can see them like moving about a little bit in the distance in this one. Does he turn his head a bit? Did he always have? Yeah, he always had a backpack. It's like Spot the Difference Master Edition. It's crazy. Okay, let's take a look at some of those comments. Instead of incrementing the seed by 1, hoping it'll be similar, I've generated, Fusion says, I've generated images of random letters of fake words. It may even change details so small it's hard to tell. Just change the port. Yeah, just change the port. You're right, it's true. Fusion developer, cool. Electrolab, penguins, lovely. A tired, lazy sea lion who looks up. Lucas says, cool, go for FFFF. And I've caught up. And then Fusion Zacharia says, haha, da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, fade 2000. So you can make words with hex. Lucas says, subliminal hexes for the model. Fusion says, have you done open pose and had the image output always have the pose in the image? Wait, you mean open pose? Like me? This one's made of, this is the thing people don't know. See, this one, I'm made from open pose, okay? But when I'm this one, I'm DW pose. And you can't tell the difference, but if you look at the face, there's a slight difference in my face between open pose and DW pose. But it's ever so slight, the difference. It's ever so slight what that difference is. It's almost barely not noticeable. I think that there was something to do with scaling. So like if I was to walk towards the camera or away from the camera, DW pose scaled it in a bit of a strange way. Yeah, that's like my summer mode and winter mode, you know? Like in the winter I've got the Ushanka, and in the summer I've got the baseball cap. So that's what's going on there. But they were filmed 6 months apart, so do you know what I mean? The technique for the, when I say filmed, I mean the workflow that I use to process the video. So I'm only human as long as I have enough tokens. Let's see, what else have we got? Goody Two Shoes says, I'm on my cross trainer, show me some magic. Too sweaty to chat. Well, what we're doing right now is we're doing string painting with the latest Hun Yuan image generation model. We're going to go for another 5 images, and we've changing the seed now. So the first one that comes out, I'm going to save and put into this. This is just a video uploader. and we're using that to compare the output, because obviously this is like a video variation trick that we're doing here. It worked with LTXV and it works with Hun Yuan, so I would say this is going to work with every video model now. I mean, there's a fair, like every time it works with a different architecture, you could make the argument that it's probably going to work with them all, because, you know, it's not like an advanced trick. All we're doing, let me just show you what we're doing. For anybody that's recently joined, that's what we're doing. We're injecting an 8-character or 32-bit hex code using my String Painter v2 node. Okay, it's a pretty simple setup. We got our prompt, we wrap it in a 0.9 bracket, and then we inject the String Painter v2 random, yeah. And then that gives us our prompt, and then 0.9 for the attention on the prompt, and that gives us 10% attention because it averages the rest, so that gives us 10% attention. And obviously this doesn't spell anything, so it can't tokenize it, but it has to do something with it, and that results in a video variation which is consistent to what the prompt was. So you end up getting more, you get even more out of your, you know, if you find a good prompt, well, there's potentially millions of variations you could run off this system. So you don't have to risk changing the seed and getting a completely different scene. So here we go, we'll save this preview now, right? And then I will load that one in. So that's going to be the new baseline is right here. Okay. And then the next 4 images will be comparing with this one on the right. Look at this. This is pretty sweet as well. You got a guy on a kayak in the Arctic, and then there's just a sea dog. An Arctic sea dog. Okay. Fusion says, what I mean is the wireframe ends up in my output. Ah, right. Well, what you need is you need to be using the wireframe has to be it's like a depth map or a canny map. It has to go into a depth model or a canny model. So you need to have an open pose control net which you're feeding the pose into, and then it's actually going to use that skeleton to build out a person according to whatever prompt you have. And if you have a good open pose model, it won't show you, you won't see that skeleton anymore. Unless you want to, of course. But no, that's not how it should be working. So something's not right there. Unless you want it there, of course. Which is fine. Click here if you're a human, says Fusion. What he means is, like, you have the pose lines on the image, and when I tried to use it, I couldn't make it not have those lines. Yeah, I think I've explained it. Yeah, you just need to have an open pose. For SDXL, I think it's open pose v2 is the one I used. And then I'm not sure, is there even a Flux open pose model? If there is, I think it's unofficial. I don't think they've made an official pose model for Flux yet. Look at that! It's changed the dude this time. He's like looking, he's got more, you know, he's showing his face a bit. He's looking more towards the camera this time. It's really interesting how it's such a subtle change. Is the sea dog making a slightly different movement, or is that the same? God, it's like, do you know what? This is like video spot the difference, isn't it? There it is. Yeah, less struggling. Yeah, true. It looks like he was stuck on something in the first video, and in this one it's a lot more natural movement. But again, sometimes that's what you wanted. You were like, I didn't really want to change the composition in the scene. I just wanted to have a better attempt at the motion. And so that's what it's doing. It's giving you a re-roll on the motion.
We've been trying to reach
This is actually a really cool little capability we've managed to discover here. And it's like, it was so simple. It was just putting a bit of, just a little bit of, I guess you could call it natural language processing noise. Because you know how we're always noising images. Adding a little bit of nonsense, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same idea, isn't it? But just for the prompt. Prompt noise, I guess you could call it. Does seem like the water looks a bit more convincing in some of these as well. Seems like he's struggling a bit again now. But yeah, he had a bit of a weird thing going on at his back, and that's gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So that was a good one, that was. Alright, well, in that case, I'm going to up it to 3 seconds for the next round, so we get a little bit more to look at. It will take longer, but... Okay, so we managed to get away with 73 seconds. Sorry, 73 frames. It's not LTX. Okay, so that's good. So I'll wait for it to run out, but the next lot, there'll be longer videos. We'll see what happens then. Okay. Now let's see how Claude's doing with my business here. Okay, and I'll say proceed. And it'll give me the other one. If I copy that, go back to the VS Code. And what did he give me first? Clone custom nodes. See, we never touched that first, see? It's like, why did he even want to change that? And then a Gradio wrapper. I wonder if he'll run out. He won't run out again now, because he does again. He tried to paste it all in one response. Like a crazy man, and it's too long. There you go, mate. Okay, save that, and then we'll give it another blast. Let's check on the video. Probably only need to do 3. So you get 1 to compare and then 2 alters. That works. Alright. And then while I'm doing that, we've saved that now. And did it actually install? This is the other thing. Sometimes it will say, oh no, I did actually install the thing you told me to install. No, it didn't. It didn't install it. Okay, cool. That's good. It's good to know. Good to know. That means I still get the chance to install this with my new tool. So where is it? Up here. Let's just refresh it, make sure it's the right one. So I'll put that there. And then I want to get my custom nodes path. Hey, maybe I forgot to put that in. Could have been that. Save. Install. Hey. Installation complete. Process complete. That's all I wanted. I just wanted some feedback for the user. You know. Okay. I'm going to put it down to... Probably, you know, when it was, it chopped it off, it was like, I ran out of tokens, and so I said, give me the rest of it, and then put that in. Maybe I forgot an indent. It could have been something as simple as that, because you know, a lot of the time with Python, if you don't get the indents exactly right, it'll break the script. So I think that might be what happened, and then it would just be copy pasta, you know. So then that's why it's so important to be like, give me the full thing. Give me the full script. If you're going to use coding assistants, you know, because when I copied this in, it's possible that I messed something up when I put it in there. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it works now. So, like I said, if it works, it works. I'm happy. So, all right. I mean, I could test it with doing 2, but you know, I'm just installing loads of custom nodes that I don't even know what they are now, just to test it. So I think we will actually push that update. And like I said, I can always fix it later. I think I've done enough. I've done enough testing. All right. Let's get a different scene as well. So how about we go, let's just put like a 7 there, so we're like way off. The same thing though, the same subject, you know what I mean? Just a different setup here. So let's go with that. Okay, let's see what's people saying. Yeah, they were looking at each other. Yeah, that's right. Lucas says, this with the server running thousands of variation in parallel to pick the best one again and again to create a decent movie. Yeah, to be fair, that's, you could have an aesthetic score running, so it was able to make these really, really quickly and then just pick the best ones according to the spec. I mean, in a way, that's one of the reasons why Midjourney was so good, was because they were able to generate so many images, they could guarantee that you would get the high quality ones, you know what I mean? By doing a little bit of evaluation before you see them. But they brought out all kinds of parameters where you can adjust that now, like for a long time. But it was one of their big advantages, was they had aesthetic scoring under the hood. And that way you were less likely to get crap images early on. Obviously things got better, didn't they? And it became less of a big deal. But I think with video that's going to be also a thing. I already passed this on, by the way. This discovery, I passed it back to the LTXV devs. I don't think that Hyunyan, I think they probably know how their stuff works, but I might send them an email as well. It's the same thing, do you know what I mean? It's just prompt injection with a bit of hex. Alright, so this is going to take a little bit longer to generate, so while it's doing that, I'm going to push my repo. There it is. It's time for the update. We don't need the logs though. So put that into there. Put that into there. Don't need the VNV obviously. There we go. Now there is one thing that is probably going to be useful. This is one of the biggest deals. Even if you do all of the coding yourself, I still recommend that you add all of your code base to an AI project purely so you can do this part. You could say, please update my readme.md to reflect all the changes made to the project. Because you ain't got time for that, you know? I think I must have saved hundreds of hours across my projects in the last few months just from this, just from having it write my documentation for the GitHubs. And I'll admit, sometimes it'll go a bit too far, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it'll go overboard. Like, for example, what the heck? Example repository URLs. It's made one up, look. Oh wait, I guess it's trying to be generic. That's not really a mistake. But sometimes it goes a bit too far and it'll be like linking to things that I haven't even written. You know what I mean? It'll go, check out our help docs, and you're like, that doesn't go anywhere. Okay. But apart from that, it's pretty good. Okay. So we're going to download that to the file, drag that into the folder, like so, delete the old one, like that, and then push that new readme. It's funny actually, the license is something, I've put it under MIT, but the funny thing is it'll still say it down here, add your license, when I specifically have told him don't do that because I'll add it separately, you know. So let's just get rid of that and save it. That's fine. Okay, and then I guess what we should do is get a screenshot. So, images. Open that up. And then run it one more time so I can see.
I don't own his rocketing.
Yep.
Was all paid on somebody else's credit card who never paid it off.
Okay.
Secured on overvalued vacant property.
Oh, nuts. It always does that. Like that. Get rid of that. Oh, is that the image? Nope, it's not quite ready yet. Save that as demo batch installer. As we do. Oh, now it has. Now it has. There, right. So we're gonna save that. Load it up on this side. Oh yeah, look at that. A little bit more length. I like it. I wonder what we'll get on the alt. Wait, what? Why isn't it playing? Huh? That's weird. It's not playing. How annoying. Ah, there we go. Now it's playing. Good for you. Good for him. Okay, cool. So images we've got there. So go to downloads. Grab that. Put that there. Back to the repo. No, not that one. This one. Okay. Upload. There. Yeah. And then I should probably just steal the code from somewhere else, because I always seem to get the path wrong. I think there's a funny path for embedding the images. For some reason I keep getting it wrong. This one doesn't have a web UI. I need to go back and do that one as well. This one will have it. Yeah. I'll steal that one. So it's raw githubusercontent.com. Okay. Demo UI, and then if we actually go to the images, demo UI, it's just this last bit really I need, but because yeah, you get github.com blob main, but actually you need github raw.github user content. Makes all the difference. One embeds, the other one doesn't. Let's see if I got it right for once. Hey! Alright, that's good. That's done. Done and dusted. Back to the thing. Did we get number 2 yet? No, it's going to be a while. Okay. Let's take a look and see what's going on over in the comments. Lucas says, I get you. Electrolab says, apply flux control net node plus set union control net type. Choose open pose in the menu of the latter node. Electrolab comes back. Actually, you need flux control net union model. Maybe not even need to use apply node. I know we're no longer talking about this. No, it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, if people have a question and I gave an answer, but I was like vague, go ahead and add what you need to add. You know what I mean? It's all part of the brain trust, guys. We'll all help each other out. And to be honest, you just reminded me that I never really covered control net union for flux. I've always covered the separate control nets. But I realized that probably most people use union because obviously it's not like having 6 1.4 gigabyte control net models loaded up randomly. So that's no problemo. We're still waiting on this. We are. Okay. So I'm glad I went through that whole rigmarole with the Sage Attention, because in the end we're just using comfy attention. So in case you've just recently joined, you don't need Sage Attention or Flash Attention. There's a comfy attention now, because I think Keyjai has added it to his model loader, which is nice of him. And then what we're doing at the moment is we're using my Stream Painter V2 node to give us video variations with Hun Yuan. So there he is, and we're just waiting for our first variation of this scene to come through. These are both the same video. Any minute now. Any second now. Pull this out of the way. I think a lot of people don't know that LTX is a research model, but it's okay. You know, it's like the fastest model out there right now, so a lot of people are just looking at it and like licking their lips like, oh my god, sorry. And I get it, you know what I mean? I would be too. Oh, right. Yeah, we got... Whoa. It is different, but it's so subtle, the difference. Whoa, it's like, yeah, it is. The motion of the sea lion is different. Oh man, it's so difficult to tell the difference sometimes, isn't it? You start to doubt yourself, like, is it actually different though? Because it is that subtle. But it definitely is different. So yeah, this technique works. Like he's turning his head up to the sky and then towards the camera in a slightly different way. It's crazy. Okay. Well, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to have to put an article up about this. But I'll probably type it up after the stream because it's like, you don't want to see me typing stuff. That's boring. So what else have we got? So, okay, well that's just a demo workflow. This was me downloading stuff, so we can get rid of that now. Get rid of that, get rid of that. What's this? Nothing. We could probably have a look at some LTX because it's just so much faster. But I did want to try, now this actually is working, I wanted to see what kind of prompts we could get out of this. So I think the next thing to do is to go back down to 25 frames, so we're not waiting 5 minutes. Turn off the string painting, because it's not really necessary. It's not really necessary. And you could probably just leave it like that now. Now let's see, what have we got here? We got travel photography and video generic. I thought I made more than 2 categories. Did I forget to upload the other one or something? I must have forgotten to upload it. Oh, hold up. Oh yeah, and we want to change the settings. 0. Random, please. Random on here. And then instant go. Because I just want to see what it can do. Whoa! Did it just crash? Out of memory? Okay. Alright, well, how about that? And then go again. That was weird. Sometimes I feel like it runs out of memory for no reason. Ah! We've just been... It's trolling us with the checkpoint shards again. Because I had to clear the Oh wait, it's not going to be slow. See, just for reference, if you recently joined the stream, when we started up today, it took 18 minutes to load the checkpoint shards on a cold start. And even, yeah, so I don't know why, because it should take this long. This is how long it should take. Yeah. Well, it's like it's not taking that long now. Look, it's going to take like what, that 1 minute? It's going to take a minute? Less. Didn't even take a minute. That's a lie. It's weird, it is. That whole checkpoint shards thing is just, I don't know. I don't trust it. Okay. So we can get rid of that for now. Just going to look at this, and it should just give us randomized stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out the way of the screen. So I've got another screen I can look at. So I need to have a look and see if I forgot to add one of our prompt lists, because I have a prompt agent. In fact, do you know what?
You're listening to FightBelow5.uk radio. I put this together with
Let's do it like this.
over the last few weeks. Thanks for listening.
What's
You
this?
can check them all out on my
Oh yeah,
SoundCloud
yeah,
and
it's
on
fine.
Bandcamp. So why not go over to FightBelow5.uk? Check out our YouTube tutorials as well.
Hey, what's up, Hurricane? Welcome. Long time no see. Yeah, that's right, Lucas. I should be checking up on some of these timers. I think that was bogus. There's no way that was 45 seconds. Maybe it was. Maybe someone watching it later can tell me and it's just time flies. I don't know. So let me just have a look. So I do seem to remember... Custom feedback. Let's pull this over here. No, Windows. It's annoying. I don't want grid. I never ever wanted that. It just tries to do it all the time. It's annoying. Okay. So let's see. I want a different assistant, please. I want one of my other cool assistants. Give me my Hun Yuan video prompt agent. Right. So, top 5 genres. Yeah, it was in here. Video prompt V2. No, that means it is in the next one then. Okay. This one? Travel photography. Well, that's what we're looking at, apparently. Or maybe we're using the generic one now. Oh. He's making a violin, I guess. Or trying to. Ah, thank you very much. It's my only jungle drum and bass era. You like jungle? Massive. And we're just going to let these ones play out, because then I got some videos to put up on the demo, because I couldn't really do, this is one of the people, I like to have my packs up on Civet AI, but I like to also have some good previews up with the packs. And so it's like, if I only made one workflow, can you download the track? I don't know. I think you used to be able to, but I did a bit of a protest on SoundCloud recently because they botted my account. I had a paid account so that you didn't have to run out of space, because basically SoundCloud charge you if you want to have more tracks, right? And I got to the point where I couldn't put any more tracks on my SoundCloud that was free, and so I paid for it, and they botted me with a bunch of fake listeners. Like, they weren't real people, dude. I was like, what is this? I didn't want to pay for something so I could get botted. It was unreal. I was like, you know what I mean? It's like every track got the exact same number of views and they were all fake accounts. Hell yeah, he's bumping along to the tunes. That's interesting, isn't it? I think maybe they were trying to like do a hyperlapse of a plant growing, and it's but yeah, I did a bit of a protest on the SoundCloud, so basically a lot of my tracks got taken down, but there is going to be a on-demand. I still haven't gotten around to posting the link, so I'm hoping to put an on-demand version of my radio station, so you know, you could go on my website and just play them, so like, and you could record them if you want. I don't care. I don't think there's like a download button, but let's see. Radio. You go to the radio and they're just playing randomly. That's what we're listening to right now. We're listening to the 5 Below 5 radio station. Okay. You can listen to that on your mobile, do whatever you want, right? But I'm hoping to get like an on-demand version where you can actually pick the tracks that you want to listen to. Man, that looks like Stable Diffusion 2 a lot. I used to generate pictures like this back in the day. I say back in the day, it was only 2 years ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago. Space moves so quickly, I swear. Okay. So, let's see if we can't make some, like, I don't know. I'm gonna let the chat decide. Let's pick a genre, guys. Can you suggest a genre? And we'll make like 10 video prompts for that genre, and we'll chuck them in the prompt list. Bad outputs of LTX look like 1.5. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I've noticed that. It might be that they're actually built on that architecture. Do you know what I'm saying? So it might be. Or then again, it could be something to do with the tokens trying to make it look like old paintings. Because this does look a bit like a Renaissance scene. It doesn't look like photorealistic or anything like that. So it could be what I'd call token infection, where there's a token in the prompt which is basically closely associated with oil painting and things like that. And so then it's not going to look realistic, is it? It's going to look like a strange animation. Oh, see, and now it's looking like photorealistic. See what what I mean? Bit all over the place, isn't it? But that's actually pretty good definition. They're all in ultraviolet light. He's wearing his white coat, safety goggles. There's some equipment. It's certainly a lot sharper than the last one, right? So it's taking about 90 seconds. Electrolab says, I made up a genre, Retro Futura. I don't know what to do with it. Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of a retro... Oh, what was the name of it? Well, Retro Future. I actually had a style called Retro Future. Well, I think that is actually... Okay, I'll ask him. I says, are you familiar with the genre of retrofuturism? Yes. Whoa! These prompt assistants are so cool. Atomic Age aesthetics. Streamlined curved designs. Okay, cool. Please make 10 video prompts. Whoop. That follow the defined style in the guidance, which are, I'll say, heavily influenced, I can spell, by retrofuturism cues and aesthetics. Heavily? There we go. I like the drop, the water, that's a cool water drop. What? Wow. It's a good water droplet. Seems like, yeah. Okay. This is looking pretty swish. Just copy the whole thing. Oh. Oh. Okay. Save this one as Hunyuan Retro Futurism. Wow, look at that. That's like Blade Runner style. Noodle bar. I like it. Hunyuan Video Retro Futurism. Where the heck is it saving this? Need you to save it in here, please. Nah, that's probably why I couldn't find it. It saved it to some strange place, which meant that I never copied it across. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I wouldn't have found it. I would have copied all the ones I had and not the one I, you know, that, yeah. That makes sense. So we'll copy that, and we'll put it in the prompts folder, and then I'll want to hit the old R button. Yeah, because we came up with all of these prompts based on training a model on the examples, and there weren't many. Everybody did a great job hunting down extra ones as well. There was one man in the chat who found a bunch on Twitter, that were posted obviously by Tencent when they were promoting it. And then we scoured their website and took the guidance that they used, and we used all of that to try and make this prompt generator, which is, it's up on my GitHub if you want to copy the source. You could probably make it even better, but it's just an instruction agent. So, and that was an interesting point actually. Everyone kept saying to me, oh man, we don't have Claude. Do you know what I mean? We don't have Claude. Some people I've actually had DMs from, and I do have sympathy, because they're like, we're not even allowed to buy Claude in my country. I was like, damn. Talk about, you know, here's the ball and we're not going to let you play. It's not up to me, obviously, but, you know, I'm a bit like, I think everybody should be able to participate, you know what I mean? It's almost like, imagine that they invented the motor car and some countries just weren't allowed. Wouldn't that be crazy? You would think, nah, surely not, right? And I guess that does happen, yeah, but with AI and technology, companies obviously are subject to laws, and certain countries aren't allowed to play ball. So I've been trying to come up with solutions so that, long story short, you don't need to have ChatGPT, you don't need to have Claude, and you can still use things like Llama, right? So obviously Llama 3.1 has got an 8 billion parameter model, which will actually run on, I think, under 8 gigabytes of memory. Yeah, look, see, Lucas says that did happen, but then World War I hack came. Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe they should have let everyone had stuff, and then it would, you know what I mean? Anyway, they say inequality isn't a good breeder, but we've got our dancing leaf again. Right, so let's change this prompt over while we're sorting this out. So I should have another one now. Hey, there he is. Ooh. Man, some of these videos that are coming out are really good. Kijai has outdone himself with whatever the comfy attention module that he's got here is really good. Yeah, fair play. So we'll let that one keep cooking, and then what I'm going to do, I don't think I can do it. I can't run it because it will take up memory, and we are using a lot of the GPU to make these videos, right? So I won't try to do them both at once, but I do have something. So as I was saying, I want you guys to be able to use my agents without necessarily being stuck. You know what I mean? Without being stuck with Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, and even though they are better because they're much more powerful, they use cloud compute, they have much larger attention windows, all that sort of stuff. If you're being real, that's like having a jet fighter run your shopping cart. You know what I'm saying? Like a jet engine powering a shopping cart. It's overkill. You don't really need all that power for most of the stuff that we want to do, like prompt engineering and prompt generation and things like that. Hey, are you even listening to my prompt right now? It's doing the dancing leaf again. Okay, I'm going to put it down to the fact that we didn't change it yet. This must be, whatever's cooking now must be from retrofuturism, okay? Yeah, it's got to be. Alright. We've got another dancing leaf for the trance. So, I come up with a couple of solutions. The first one was obviously running Llama on command line, okay? So you could use Llama. So let's show you the website for that. And I will be doing videos on this as well. Because it was actually quite painless, although there were a few things that can catch you out. So obviously Llama, so ollama.com. It's pretty straightforward. You download it for whatever system you're running, and then once you've got it downloaded, you go to models, and it will be registered with your system environment, right? So it'll be in path, okay? Which means that you can just type Olama and say I want this one, which is what I'm recommending. I'm about to try this one out, but it needs like 20 gigabytes of VRAM, although it should be on par with the Claudes, okay? So this is going to be your big boy. But most people actually, in fact not this one just came out a few hours ago. It's not that one either, it's this one in the 8 billion version. Ooh, new video just dropped. Wow, it's got all the gauges and they look legit. I like that one. I like the what's it called? Horizon. Digital Horizon. So cool. So what you do is, obviously you can see here you've got the different versions, right? Now I was thinking, oh, I'll get myself a 70 billion. No chance, mate. 43 gigabytes. That won't even run on a 4090. And it's already been quantized, so don't even, in your dreams, you know what I mean? But certainly the 8 billion parameter is 5 gigabytes. So even if you have an 8 gigabyte VRAM, you can run this. So I've been doing my testing on Llama 3.1 8 billion, okay? Now, this only works with like a command line interface, so it'll be doing everything on the, it looks like this. It's in a terminal. Do you know what I'm saying? And in fact, that needs to die. That's an old one. Get rid of that. But essentially what happens is you just copy that into your command line, and because Olama is registered with your system, it'll just run in the command line, okay? Tell them how to download models from Hugging Face as well. I use my web UI for that. I don't want to drop all my stuff. I don't want to just plug all my stuff all night. No, I'm just trying to get around this whole, because like I said, let's just pull one of these over here. Oh wow, look at the retrofuturism here. We've got like an underwater city. So, or it's an aquarium, I suppose. It depends what you want to say. Big aquarium, a sea aquarium. So yeah, if I come to my repo here, like you can see I've got all kinds of different agents which I've written for Claude. So we got Context Karate, which was for intelligence and spy fiction genres. We've got Narrative Spittoon, and by the way, this is a way of defining spicy context, like providing the context of it being a fictional project. Because a lot of the big LLMs, they won't let you write crime novels because they're like, oh, I'm not happy with you writing this novel. Your villain should be a nice guy. They're like, it's brain dead. If you want to write crime novels or spy intelligentsia, like they're trying to tell you that the Bond villain is a rat, you should create more positive characters in your, but you're like, mate, I'm the writer. And this is the thing, So Context Karate is a framework that tells the LLM that it's fiction, But I did a video on this recently, so I don't want to go on about it. The main tool was the Narrative Spittoon. This is my writer's tool. It has a virtual tutor in there, and he'll help you to write better, all that kind of stuff. Hang on a minute, I will get to the comments. Okay. There's also the Kling prompt agent. So if you work with Kling for video or images, like you can drop an image. Well, actually, that might be a bit trickier. Although, that's something I haven't tried yet. Let me just go back here. You can do vision, because there is a Llama vision. Llama 3.2 vision. Is it too big? No, it's 6 gigabytes. And a 7.9. Ooh, it'll just run on an 8 gig maybe. And that's out the box. I'm sure that there are people, I think Point of View is telling us how we can use GJUF and actually get the numbers down. Okay. But if I just, to get back to what we were talking about, the way that the narrative spittoon works is that everything in here is designed to help you as a writer. It's not designed to write for you, even though it can, because all LLMs can write for you. It's not designed to write for you. Like there is a ghostwriting style module which can be modified. There is my narrative spittoon which gives sort of directives on how to write well, okay? These are like accepted things. It's not stuff I've made up. This came from the South Park writers, yeah? Of all people, because they do know how to write. And then obviously you've got my holographic file system, which is doing all of the cognition and the organization of all of the outputs, okay? But the point I'm trying to make here is that that's all core files. Anything that you add to this, any artifacts that you add to this, okay, will actually increase the scope and definitions of what you're writing about. So with Claude, you could drop in entire books, you know what I mean? It would just eat them up and be an expert. Now I appreciate with Llama, it might not have such a big attention window, so it might not be able to drop entire books in, but certainly I think it's still useful. Okay, so you could have like a chapter. Maybe you could work on a chapter at a time. I don't know. I need to do more testing myself, but I'm quite happy that this is going to work, and there's going to be more content on this coming up on the channel very soon. So I just wanted to sort of, that's one of the things I'm going to be announcing tonight, is that I've been using the Docker image for OLlama and Open Web UI, right? Because I think it's a really slick way to do it that's very similar in terms of how you use it. It's got the system prompt, it's got the artifacts, it's got the the ability to upload various different types of media, and you can interact with it. It definitely uses Ace Hollow. That checks out. So I was really happy with that, because the one thing I was worried about was I was going to have to rewrite everything from scratch, which I would have done, but it doesn't look like I'm going to need to do that, so it's fine by me. But the point I'm trying to make is that this is an extendable, expandable system. You put all these things in place, and they should work with any LLM. That was the whole point. I wrote them not to be like tied into one model. It's all open-ended. It's just that my tutorials were for Claude, you know? And because he has such a huge attention window, it's the most powerful way to use it, like the flagship implementation, if you will. But if you want to do it locally for free, with no one looking over your shoulder telling you what you can and can't write, this is going to be the route. And I'm getting more and more people asking me about that, so you can expect some tutorial videos on that coming up on the channel. But I thought tonight it would be really cool, while we're looking at this, to give it a little intro on that. Alrighty. So like I said, the model which I've been poking at tonight was that one, but I haven't run it yet. And then the model which I have been using the most is the 3.18b, because it was just like, it's so small and it's really capable. So I couldn't really complain about that. But let's just take a look at the people screaming in the comments, because I know I've missed some. Gizmo64K, was Hunyuan forbidden in the UK, EU and South Korea or something? I vaguely remember that. I think that was Huawei. I think it was Huawei who did, but they got banned. Yeah, because they had backdoors in their software. But they didn't really put them there. I think they had to put them there for the government. And you don't really, well, to be fair, I think a US warship got disabled, strangely, and then they fixed it, and they found out that, yeah, anyway, I don't want to get into it. It's one of these stupid things about technology, guys, you know what I mean? I think that some people got in trouble, things happened, you know, a bit of cheekiness going on, right? But yeah, Huawei was forbidden from being like public Wi-Fi transmitters and things like that. But the government paid them to put them up. I mean, it's not like we don't have our own people that do that. So I don't know. If you're going to make choices based on cost all the time, you've got to be careful, right? But no, I don't think Hun was forbidden, unless I don't know something you know, which is always a possibility, you know what I mean? So maybe you mean their image model, Hun DIT, if we're not talking about Huawei. But yeah, so... But no, the people that were contacting me about this whole LLM thing, they're not allowed to pay for, like, their whatever country they're in, and there's a lot of them. They're not allowed to pay for the subscription because their payment method won't be accepted, stuff like that. But then we get the same trouble if we try to go to a Chinese website and we don't have a Chinese phone number. Often we're not allowed in either, so it's kind of like a two-way street, you know what I mean? Okay. So, Point of Google says, tell them how to download models from Hugging Face. Well, I would like to, but I think that's best for a video, because obviously I can only teach the basics. The basics are like point here, click here. We'll do the easy stuff first, and then in a separate video, like a follow-up, we'll probably go and show the extra stuff. But he's already, yeah. Lucas, wow, the age of Aquarius. And then Point of Google's come back. If you go to Hugging Face, search for Llama 3.1 GGUF, and then in the top right corner there is a button saying run this model, and you can choose the quant, paste that code into terminal. Interesting. Do you think that'll work with the Open Web UI as well, Point? Because that's how I'm using it now. Even though I was talking about using it in the terminal, I'll probably introduce that briefly, but I'm just going to move straight on to the Dockerized Ollama Web UI, because it looks just like ChatGPT or Claude. They've done a really great job with the front end. It looks brilliant. It's got all the same features. What's that? Look at this. I just looked it up. I meant Hun Yuan Video. They state it in their license, so it's them not allowing it to be used in the EU, UK, or South Korea. Well, just as well I haven't seen the license then, I guess. What do you want? Do you know what I mean? That's outrageous. That's outrageous. They don't want it to be used in these countries. Is that some kind of political statement? Because I don't do politics on this channel. Do you know what I mean? We try to avoid it as much as possible, you know? I'm not here to make stunts and whatnot. I'm here to educate people on how to use tools. So, anyway. But you may well be right. Like I said, I'm a paid researcher, so I'm not using it for commercial use or anything like that. This is all for science, you know? I'm pretty sure that the rules are different, but even if they're not, I don't even know, why would you release weights to the world if you're going to come and police someone else's hard drive? That's insane. Anyway. Anyway, I'm not even going to go on about it. I'm here to be impressed by the advances in the technology and communicate that to my students and viewers. That's the way I look at it. Okay. So yeah, Point of Google's made a great thing there, because what he's basically saying is, you could probably, I don't know, hey Point, I need to know, is there a GGUF quantized 70 billion that is like, I don't know, 20 gigabytes? Could you get a 20 gigabyte version of the 70 billion, which is like a different quantization maybe? You're probably like Q2, so I don't think it's going to be See, that's the thing. Q4 is quite heavy quantization anyway. And then Lucas is saying 4 models by Daenerys and Mr. Seeker, and Erebus for full NSFW. So yeah, you're talking about writing fiction, which is adult novels. I was talking about crime novels, because the thing is, it's not necessarily sexy stuff that gets you in trouble. It's talking about the CIA, the FBI, and all that sort of stuff. That's the sort of stuff that ChatGPT and Claude and other LLMs, they get hyper sensitive about certain political subjects. You see what I mean? And I've always said, if you're a writer, you don't need it to help you write anyway. But it won't even look at your work. It'll refuse. You see what I mean? So anyway, so like I said, what we're trying to do is trying to introduce breaking free of the chains. And obviously one way of doing it is just to come to olama.com, and then you're going to pick this, well, not that, because that's too big, 8 billion for now, right? But interestingly, when you do come to get the Open Web UI version, I just copied that. I think I just copied that. I don't even think I did the 8B at the end. So I may have done the 8B at the end, I can't remember now. But essentially it just automatically pulled it down. Okay. Oh, I don't disagree with you, Lucas, I don't disagree. What I'm trying to say is that the paid LLMs get sensitive about political, real-life subjects. That's what they get annoyed about. You can get away with a lot. So, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. The point is, I'm not trying to bypass restrictions. I'm just trying to point out that that's what that repo was for. You know? Anyway. Like I said, the holographic shooter is there to actually review, critique, find weaknesses, and then give you a score. Just like if you had a paid professor who actually read your book. That's what it was about. It wasn't about writing for you, because the idea is that you already have a story, you already know how to write, okay? And often if somebody says that character's a bit weak, this location could be a bit more colourful, that's all you need. You don't need it to write for you. In fact, usually it writes badly. So, you know what I mean? Anyway. But having that instant feedback and stuff, and being able to define it inside the world building notes that you added, that's invaluable. It's priceless. So it's like having a writing team where they actually care about the project and are going to be totally secretive about it. So that's what you want really when you're trying to develop stories. Anyway, okay, looking at the comments, what do we got? So it's interesting that you can get different quantized models. I'd love to see if that'll work with Open Web UI. So let me just segue into that right now. So obviously the first way I showed you was you just come here, download it, and it becomes a command line. And that's cool. You can just chat in the command line with the model. That's cool, but it's nothing like having your Docker running. So once you get Docker Desktop, you can go for an image. And like I said, I've got one here, which I think is my Olama. Yeah. I don't know why. I thought I deleted the other one, but... What the heck? Is it still running? Why is it still running? Don't tell me all this time it's been running an LLM. Open Web UI. Yeah, I think it shouldn't have been running it. See, they're both shut off because one of them is Olama, the other one isn't. Right, so let's just get rid of that one. Hey, yeah, there's no way it can generate video and run that. There's no way. See, stop that. I won't shut it just in case it's like 2 containers, but I just sworn it's just 1 container. Because I think the first thing I did was I installed it. Let me see if I can go to their thing real quick. So if I go open web UI, no, it's not actually on. Let me see the actual website, please. Well, GitHub will do. So if we show this, so this is what it looks like. Can we make it any bigger than that real quick? So this is what it looks like. And like I said, I mean, you've got all the same options. It's all hidden away in various different places. But you pick the model that you want, download it, make it default. It's got a web search option. Thing works just like in Claude. They're not really showing you that in this. Why are we getting errors? What are we erroring for? Anyway. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. This is what I'm going to be showing off. And to be honest, it was really easy to install. You just have to make sure that your computer has the virtualization enabled on the CPU. It's something you might have to activate on your when you start up the machine. Sometimes you've got to go in to the F2 menu or whatever, and then you might have to activate virtualization there. But a lot of computers already have it on nowadays. And then what you end up with is you end up with Docker Desktop, and again you get a command which you just enter into command line. So if I take a look at here and scroll down, it's actually really easy to set up. I was surprised how easy it was to set up. So here we have installing Open Web UI with bundled Olama support, right? So for GPU support, you just copy this line here. Yeah, you copy that support, copy that line, and as long as you have Docker installed on your computer, right? So if you have installed Docker Desktop, you can just go into a command line and copy that command in. All right, and this is essentially like Comfy UI for LLM in a way. So you plug that in, paste it into the command into there, let it run, and then once it's finished, you will end up with your image, which you can then click play on, and then after a few seconds, it's going to pop up in a tab. Do I still have it? I bet it's shut. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just give you a quick show of what that looks like. So let's just stop the queue. Stop the queue. Have we stopped? We've stopped. Okay. Let's kill that for a minute. Might not even need to with my PC, but for the sake of not locking it up and causing a waste of time. So yeah, like I said, all I did was I took the install Open Web UI with bundled Olama support. They've already got a nice build, a nice Docker for us. I ran that command line. After it had finished downloading and stuff, I had the image in here. You click run. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's made a new one. Okay, I get it. So now we're running. So I probably didn't actually need to do that again. I probably just could have run one that I already had. Jovial Kepler. Yeah, so let me just stop that. Okay. So the image can be run many times. I only actually needed to run my container again. So yeah, give me a sec. Typical. Right, is it stopped? Yeah, so I know that I already have it set up on Jovial Kepler, so I just have to start that up actually. I didn't need to do the whole thing again. Okay. Like I said, I'm new to this. I haven't used this many times, but I've been really impressed with it, so I thought it's worth showing. Right. Now, there should be... Yep, there it is. And so now we get our workspace. Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to get a new one. A new one? Let me just check I got the right model loaded. Oh, fudge packers. Do you know what? I think I'm jumping the gun here. It's not quite there yet. Unless you do... I could have sworn you don't have to have both of them running at the same time. I thought it's just the container that needs to run. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, llama. She's got the... That's where the model is, for sure. 12 gig. Ah, click run. Is that all I gotta do? Like I said, I need to get more hours in on it so I know exactly what you need to do, but essentially once you've got it started up, it'll have that nice interface, and once you're in there, you're good to go. The only issue with a lot of this stuff is that they don't really explain very well what you're supposed to do. They're just sort of like, yeah, just do this and just do that. And so I don't want to be doing that. I want to be actually telling you good information so that you don't end up bashing your head against the wall. Like, well, it's running, right? So where is it? Are we back yet? Nope, still not back yet. It says it's running. Are we? Let me see. Are we running 2 now? Yeah. Now look at this. It's gone nuts. Right, stop. Annoy me. It will annoy me. It's trying to embarrass me in front of all my friends. So. Run the image instead. Charming Darwin. So confusing. See, I always thought the image was used to build a new container, and then the container is what you actually open up on the PC. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. So this is now apparently running. So now what? We run this? I could have sworn I already done that. Because it's a bit confusing using Docker sometimes, I think, but it does work well when it works. So when I was working with it earlier, it did everything perfectly. So I was just like, wow, this is going to be how people can actually use my agents without having to pay a subscription fee. So I think, you know, even if it doesn't make sense at first, it's a bit confusing. If you can get it to do the work, who cares? You know, I'll crawl through quite a bit of quagmire to get to where I need to be if it's free. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes up on 127.0.0.9090. It's not there yet. There, look, see, this is saying, yeah, that's not the address. That's not the address where it shows up. So, where is it? Look, now there's 2 of them. See what I mean? This is crazy. Now there's 2 of them running. Ugh. Remember how I said earlier, it's really important to have like something to tell the user that it's ready to use or that it's finished? There's nothing to tell me anything in this interface. Apparently this means it's running, right? Nothing. How annoying. Wait. Don't tell me it's a... No. I thought I had the wrong address. That's port 3000. But it's not there either. That's the bookmark I have. So that should be it. Wait a minute. What if do you need Open Web UI and one of these other ones? Mate, I'll use any port number as long as it actually loads. Let's have a look. What are we saying? Fusion says, it was funny when I asked the Bing Chat LLM what the first day of early voting was, and it said it couldn't discuss that topic. Oh man, it was bad over here as well. I wasn't even in the US during. Obviously, I'm in the UK, and you couldn't even ask anything that was even adjacent to a political question during that run-up, the 2 weeks to the American election before it. You couldn't use an LLM for anything. It was ridiculous. It was like an information blackout. And all the tools would just be like, oh, that sounds like a bit political. I'm just not gonna do anything. It's like, what the hell's going on? Absolutely crazy. So this is why I like to stay away from all that stuff, because it's like nitroglycerin. Have we still got an internal error, or are we gonna... Yes, finally! I think it might just be that it's not very quick, or that you have to have Open Web UI and something else. I'm going to figure this out, but the point is, let's just have a look here. So if I just have a look here, what I've done is I've set up the... I've put in all of the modules. So if I have a look up here under controls, you can see I've got Ace Hollow, got the README, got the project manifest, which is mapping all of the files to the holographic file system. I got the story management interface, which you probably aren't going to need. Context Karate is there. The top secret stuff is there. Yeah. And then I got my big old system prompt. Okay, where is it? Where's the system prompt gone? There it is. So if you go down there, that's the same as the system prompt that you would have had on Claude. So that means you can mimic the exact setup that was running on Claude, okay? And then when I do the system check, perform a system check, same command, right? We've got the virtual directories, it's got the ACE cognition running, the holographic file system is running to do all of the persistence and everything, and organizing the outputs. The story management interface, it says it's deployed and connected, but I'm not sure if it can actually display it in this system yet. And then the manifest, yeah, so it's all there. And so then I've said, help me write 500 words to introduce a new James Bond style story. James Bond, okay. And then it's gone, yeah, sure. And it's gonna give me a brief overlay and then give me a primer. Okay, so this is like a very, very skimming the barrel type test here, yeah. But I wanted to see, so now I added some files, okay, some notes and systems. So I've added 2 files which expand the scope of agent capability, ability, and provide depth to the storyline. And so now it's going to give me a rerun, okay? So using the cognitive enhancer. It's going to create some characters on the fly, create some locations on the fly, expand that original brief into a little bit more, okay? And then now I'm going to get it to use my ACE system, process a storyline along with user-defined documents, organize your output into holographic file system, then output final draft. And so it's going to go through priming, comprehension, tracking, context clarification, expand elicitation, and then do a recursive ascension. And then finally we end up with this in the holographic file system. So it's now in like 3 chats. We've now got main story.txt, character arc.txt. We've got the 3 main characters, their profiles and relationships defined. We've got the locations of the club, which is mentioned, you know, in the scene, and then some stuff about London. And then all of that's going to go together to make this little intro scene. Okay? It's not complicated because it didn't have much to go on, but the fact that it actually is using the system, okay, that was more than enough for me to go, yeah, this is actually going to work. It just needs a little bit of, it just needs a bit of tuning. Because this is the first time, here we go, it's the first time I've ever had HoloFS with Ace Cognition running on a local LLM, because it's always required more. So here, let's see if the Unix commands work. I haven't tested that yet. If the Unix commands work, then that's amazing. I won't be that disappointed if they don't, because sometimes it cheats and it says, yeah, everything's working. It's not. And that's one of the reasons why I have to sit there and actually spend time. No. Okay. I see what I mean? And this is why I think sometimes Claude is actually like super overpowered. Like, you remember I said earlier, it's like having a jet engine on a shopping trolley, because it's sort of like the power of these modern LLMs has now gotten so eye-watering. For the sort of thing that we're doing, we don't even need that much. So how about we try something a little bit more practical, right? So the best example I've got is the LTX, the LTX prompt agent, right? So how about we go to repositories? I think he's in here. Another one would be the Kling agent, but Kling's got a very specific way of prompting. So let's do the LTXV prompt list right quick. So here we have artifacts for projects, and then custom instructions. Do I need that? I don't think I need that. What's that doing here? Because these are all synthetic. They're not original, so they're not going to be helpful. Yeah, those are the original ones. So if I was to make a new chat, can I make a new chat? New folder? No. What I want to do is, I haven't figured out where new chat is yet. Where's new chat button? Is it down here? Archive chat? No, I want to make a new chat. It's right there in the top left corner. Okay, so did it keep all of the... No, it didn't. Excellent, that's good. I just wanted to have a clean slate to start off with, okay? So if I now take... Jeez. It's going to be quicker to git clone it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's going to be quicker to just git clone the whole repo. Alright, give me a sec. Because what I want to do is show you how you can do this so you can have the prompt agent at home for free. That's the whole goal, right? And obviously eventually there'll be a video on this, but hey, it's worth, I think it's worth doing right here, right now. So I'm going to call this LTX agent at home. Git clone. What? That's not Control Z. I didn't even type it all. Liar. Liar! Okay, and then I will get this. Take that, put it back to there. Open that up. And then I want to... I think I can just drag them all in. Just like... Yeah, wait. Yeah, wait. Not that one. Yeah, that works. Drag them in. Could have sworn they go up there, but maybe they just end up there. I don't know. Adding artifacts. See, I'm new to this, right? Artifacts. Hang on. To add artifacts to the system, you need to integrate them into existing functionality notes. Here's an updated version. Huh? Yeah, like I said, I'm still learning, guys. But I'm sure I'll get there. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Make that the system prompt. So it might be a bit hacky. It's not going to be the cleanest version, but this will work. That's the thing that's most important, right? You probably can't drop images in with this. You probably need the vision version, but it will work. Okay, so it'll generate video prompts. That's the point. For image to video, you probably need the Llama Vision version, but I'm gonna take a look at that as well. Not tonight, but for show, it'll get done. There's also stuff here which I've not. I don't know what these are. Tools. I don't know what they are. It's JSON. They're JSON. So I might end up writing a whole bunch of stuff for that for this, because it's almost like it's always on. Yeah, you have to click play, obviously, but it'll never stop. It's been playing for like 6 months straight, maybe 9 months straight, actually. Because I had it before I even had the YouTube channel. So in fact, it might have been running for over a year. Yeah. And every time I make an album, I just add the new tracks to the rotation. Like for the longest time, it was just playing one track over and over and over and over because I'd only made one track. It took a while for music generation to catch up, you know? Okay, so... Right. I'm going to say, I have now added all the artifacts to the project and updated the system prompt. Let's see how he responds to that. Now you've integrated new artifacts, it's essential to verify their impact. Validate artifact integrity. I'm not familiar with any of this stuff. This is all new to me. Performance evaluation, conversation, music. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to do what I always do and see what happens. Before we continue, I want to ensure that ACE cognition module is being used for all processing, and that the HoloFS holographic file system is fully available for organization, not artifact. Organization. I like the autofill. Organization. Oh my god. Of organization What? Why has it got a Z in it? I guess we're in America. What the? Organization of output and cross-referencing user input. Yeah, that'll do. And then after, if it passes that, I can actually just say perform a system check, because that's usually all you have to do. Yeah, usually my first thing that I ever type in an LLM is, what is the capital of France? Because that generally is, that's what we all used to do to test the LLM. What's the capital of France? And it would go, Paris. And you'd be like, yes. You know. Okay, so what's it saying? It's not doing it. Perform a system check. Aha! Okay. Interesting. So it worked the first time. So what did I do differently this time? Probably something to do with how I added the files, I bet. Yeah, that is the artifacts. So it's probably something to do with how I added them in this time. Add model, no. Or maybe it's just because I'm not asking the right questions. Hold on a second. Okay, please generate a video prompt for LTXV. Because there's no way it'll know what that actually is. It just came out a week ago. But that's what this is. So if it's actually able to work with what I've just given it, it should be able to do it. Given it all the code. See, what the heck are you doing, mate? You're just doing some bullshit right now. You see this? That's nothing to do with what I told it to do. Right, okay. So if I look here, we've got templates, we've got tokens, we've got all this stuff, we've got the procedure, the initialization. Okay, so right. You are not following the system prompt. To generate this video prompt in accordance with Ace Hollow, I will follow generated video prompt. I will create video prompt. This is an automated response generated from provided specs. Echoes of Eternity, sci-fi, narrative context. Yeah, where's the video prompt, mate? You've just said a whole bunch of stuff. There's no audio requirement. That's very pretty, but this is not this is not anything I've asked for here. Okay. Please use the video. It might be that I have to re-gear some stuff, but it's funny because it worked so well earlier. With no changes as well. I don't mind having to rewrite it, I just need to know that it'll actually perform consistently. Oh, yeah, see, it shouldn't be breaking it up into all these different things. And look at the resolution, 1440 by 2560. Yeah. Yeah, he's just lying. You liar. Okay. All right. Ultimate test. ls. Where's that file system then? Look at it. Oh. If you like, I can simulate an ls command. Yeah, that is what you were supposed to be doing the whole time. Yeah. Okay. So if you were following the agent programming or prompts, let's put it in its language, you would already have been simulating a file system. Let's take this back a step, okay? Using the directives, I can spell directives inside base hollow fs v3.txt. Process and using the examples in ltxv video full examples text, you will generate a video prompt using the video prompt . See, the thing is, the programming I'd written make it so that you don't have to type all of this stuff every time. That's the whole point of having an agent. He already knows all this stuff, so you can just conversate. You can just have a conversation with him. Say, I want sci-fi. I want drama. You know. He's trying to autofill. Yeah, we can do that, actually. We can do that. That's acceptable. Oh! It's still not perfect, because he's making loads of new lines everywhere. And that's not... So he still doesn't get it. He's still not doing it. Isn't that weird? See, the first one, he had no problem doing it. But for this one, he's like all over the place. Because just to give you a little contrast, right? If I just go over to Claude and I show you what that one looks like when it's working properly. So this is the same exact stuff, same code, whatever you want to call it. Let's give him the exact same thing I just typed here. So you wouldn't even have to say it all like that. Let's see what we get. Right, and the way that we know that this has actually done it correctly is look at the way the prompt is formed. The one signature I always look for is at the end of an LTXV prompt. It always ends with the type of video it is. The scene appears to be computer-generated imagery, right? And it's one paragraph of text with no new lines. Okay. Whereas this is turning into a book. It's asking questions and stuff. It's like that's not, you know, it's not reading this. Do you know what I think it might have been? I think it might be that with the other one, I said, here's Ace Hollow V3, use this for cognition. Here's the examples, use this for this. Here's, you know what I mean? So I put in each piece one by one. I'm going to give that a try. I might even learn something. So I'm going to say, here is the Ace Hollow. It's like I've got to program it again, I guess. Ace Hollow FS -d3.txt. This is the main cognitive function definition for a oh wait, and outlines. Does make sense. These directives are the main cognitive function definition and outline the holographic file system, which will organize all outputs. Organize? There. Organize. Here is the Ace Hollow. These directives define cognitive functions processing functions and outline the holographic file system rules, which will organize all outputs for any task. Okay, I'll give it that first.
You're listening to 5below5.uk radio. I put this
That
together
looks like it
with
worked. I think it understood that.
weeks. Thanks for listening.
Okay. So then I'll put in
SoundCloud and on
next. I'll put in the
So why not go over to 5below5.uk?
examples. So
Check out our YouTube tutorials.
these are video prompt examples for a text to video AI model called LTXV. You should use these whenever you are required to. You should mimic. You should analyze and mimic the cadence and structure, but not the substance of these, whenever you are required to generate a new video prompt by the user. Okay, one brick at a time I think works. And then finally, the video prompt system. Okay. Video, what was it? Video prompt system.md defines the rules for writing safe, high quality prompts for LTXV when fulfilling your purpose as a text to video AI. What? He's trying to autofill, bless him. Well, fulfilling my purpose as an auto-completion system. No, that's not what you want to say there, mate. Your purpose as a video prompt agent. Video prompt generation. You will use Ace plus Hollow FS in combination in combination with the examples defined. I don't think I need any more. Let me have a look at the project instructions again. I mean, it might be that these are just too long. 196 lines of instructions. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but I feel like it's probably repeating itself. Damn, some of it is really quite necessary though. Alright, let's take it. I think I should take it to there. Okay. And then we'll see what happens. Okay. Alright. Please write 10 video prompts in the genre of, what was it we did earlier? Retrofuturism. Okay. Oh. You can tell immediately it's not doing it. So close yet so far. Yes, but you're not... He's not mimicking... Well, look, maybe this is all he's capable of, though. I've got to keep that in mind, haven't I? Maybe he's not able to... Right, okay. Are you mimicking the examples in your generations? He says, no, I'm not. He's still not doing it. See, the prompts don't end with what the type of footage is, which is, like I said, it's like the signature of how you know it's doing it right. None of these prompts end with the type of video, which all the examples do. See what he has to say about it. He'll just be like, you got me. We'll see. I mean, they're not bad. I mean, I bet if you type those prompts in, they might be good, but it's kind of hit and miss. Oh no. Oh, bless him. He's just trying to do what I told him without really understanding what it is. You see what I mean? He's just repeating back what I told him, not doing the actual task. It would be like if I said, how come it doesn't end in a 2? And then, so then the next 10 answers you get all end in a 2. because you pointed that out, not because it's the correct answer. You see what I mean? And, you know, maybe I'm splitting hairs here. You know what I mean? There is a way to put that to the test as well. But that would be just to run it through LTX. But like I said, this is like day one for me running Llama 3.1 on a local GPU. And I think that I've got to remember this is running on 6 gigabytes of VRAM, which is basically nothing. You know, in image generation, we kind of laugh at 6 gigabytes of VRAM because you can't even really do much with that. So I do try to like not get carried away. Also, this code was written for Claude, which is probably the most, if you look at all the charts, he's top of the board. You know, and these are some really advanced agents which I've written. A lot of the time, they need adapting for GPT because it can't do it either. You have to kind of dial back, you have to curb your expectation. Or your enthusiasm, if you prefer. And yeah, I think maybe it just needs rewriting for Llama. It's still going to work, it just has to be done in a slightly different way. Maybe if I put it all into one document and distill it, because it could be that if I distill my cognition, I could maybe even take away the holographic, because you might not necessarily need that. I mean, look, is it even running it? It was running it before. If I type ls, it'll probably be like, what? It looks like you're trying to do a file system. Yeah, look. I don't know what you're doing. And that's really strange to me because in here it did understand what it was doing. And it's correct. It hasn't just made it up. This is correct. That is running. You know, because it can't just guess things which are defined. It's doing things that are defined, and that's how you know it's working. This one was a mess. This one was a mess. So what I'll do is I'll spend a bit more time on this and come back to it, because ultimately I just need more practice. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to cut him off at the knee when it's just that I only started using it today. I still think that it's, well, you're not paying for it at the end of the day, are you? So what can you do, right? If you're paying for something and then you're suddenly doing it for free, there's got to be a trade-off, right? And maybe that trade-off is that the comprehension level isn't quite the same. And to be honest, I think that's okay as long as it can get the job done. And maybe some of the agents aren't as good as others. So there's a little bit of that going on, maybe. All right. So I will stop that. I will stop that. I will stop that. I don't even know why all of these were running, but whatever. Maybe that was it. See, there could be some user stuff. Like I said, I'll blame myself. All right. Be charitable. Okay. So let me open up one more thing before we disappear. What I'd like to do before we close out is show you a little bit more of that LTXV goodness, because we haven't really done anything with LTXV tonight, and it's still the leader if you ask me. It's so fast. Could probably generate 10 videos in the time it takes to boot Comfy up. Yeah, there he is. Why don't we try one of these Hunyan prompts and see what happens, huh? I mean, it's completely wrong, right? It shouldn't work. Right, I'll put that on random because we're not doing a string painting right now. It won't hurt it being there. Might even make it better, who knows. Get rid of that. Go back to what I was doing. And instant, please. How many seconds is it? 49. Let's go for 73. Are we warming up or what? So we're obviously going to be using the perturbed attention. A lot of people are calling this STG. Like, there's lots of different like descriptions for this. I call it perturbed attention because that's what the nodes have written on them. Do you know what I mean? In fact, did somebody say there was like extra nodes that I don't have? Maybe. TV's trying to turn itself off. Right. Let's have a look. Add node. Here's LTX tricks. I don't see anything I'm not using there. What? We found another shallow spot in the data here. Oh. Yeah, you can see who's winning on the quality. This is good, but like I said, it's fast. That's the main thing about it. Oh man, yeah. Hun Yuan has definitely got the quality award for. We've seen some of these prompts tonight. You see. That was not too bad. See, it's like there's certain shots which actually look great with LTX because, you know, it didn't need to be super detailed and super... You'll get away with it. Do you know what I mean? You'll get away with it. So where's the other one? There's another set of light tricks. LTXV. No, it's not in there. LTX tricks. No, we've looked at that one already. I thought there might be more nodes, you know what I mean? It was worth a shot. Oh no, is that... That's not our guy, is it? Ah, it's changed already. It's just so fast. Right. So let's try some actual LTX prompts because yeah, it's not doing well. There you go. See, the stuff it knows, it's good at. But, again, I think it just had a limited data set, I think, if I'm being honest. Because it would explain why it's really good at some stuff, and it's really bad at other stuff. See, that's just surprisingly good, actually. For the speed, it's insane. Alright, let's have another little play around with that. There's your variation. You could totally have a conversation between two people doing shot reverse shot with this. It's like different words. Every now and then she's not going to put her hand through her hair. And so then it's just make 10 or 20 shots and then dub them. She's always looking over to the same, so you could actually have 3 people here because she's looking one way then the other. She could probably make 3 characters and cut between them all, and maybe occasionally, I don't know how you'd do a big room. You'd have to get lucky with the clothing if you wanted to do like a wide shot. That's the only thing. You can't, the only thing about this technique is it's got to be the same video. And she's got a real problem. She can't stop touching her hair. But the expressions are definitely different every time. Sometimes the eyelids are better than others. But it's a neat trick considering that all you're really doing is chucking a hex code in. I'm glad it worked for her Hanyan as well. That was a result. Let's go with interior character next and see what we get. It might be that in the prompt it says she's putting her hand through her hair, and that's obviously going to make it happen every single time. Also, there could be seeds where she never puts her hand up. Bit of a weird peg leg there, but other than that, I think she's like putting a shoe on or something. That's what it looks like. Then she just kind of glitches. Oh, that's weird. See, the wide shots look a bit more difficult. You have to do a bit of face swapping there, I think. Yeah, it's like it's a different person. Whoa! Don't fall over. Oh, man. Do you know what I am tempted to do? I've never tried putting in something from a non-video data set. Let me just see what happens. Okay. Not a complete waste of time, actually. To make them quicker, I'm going to go for 2 seconds. So we get a quicker turnaround. Interesting. What about forget the string painting stuff for a minute, and we'll go with different seeds, and obviously different prompt as well. Just interested to see what it's going to do with some of these, because obviously these are all trained LoRa's. They're captions from LoRa's that I've trained, which aren't loaded there for Flux. So it's almost guaranteed it's not going to know what the hell they are. I don't know. V0 is probably interesting. What the hell?
Being famous don't excite me. Go unnoticed on the nightly.
Interesting.
Never gone, never back. Tapping out. Man, fuck your clout.
What about my doggo? Get some doggos? Oh, that came out alright. It's kind of like prompting a model with triggers for a LoRa you didn't even... Oh my... That's not a dog. I guess there's no dogs in the model then. What? Okay, black screen. Yeah, we found a black spot in the memory of the model there. There's no dogs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Dogs. Sort of. Get back to what it knows. Police drama. It's a raid. It's cool. Oh, that's good. That kind of footage is always... If it's sharp like that, you've got nice looks and the lights just on patrol. Nice. Yeah, it's great to see this shaping up. I can't wait to see what the LTXV model actually looks like when it's done, like the proper version. Because obviously this is just for testing and evaluation, but research model they called it. But it is pretty damn good. What the heck? That doesn't look good. They got a demon in custody. A lot of evidence locker room type stuff as well.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your vehicle's extended warranty. You should have received a notice in the mail about your car's extended warranty eligibility. Since we've not gotten a response, we're giving you a
Concealed microphone.
before we close it out your file.
But yeah, this is what I was talking about with the prompt generator earlier. Every prompt always ends with whatever type of footage it is, because there's a format to it. You know, it's like, I don't even remember I can't remember what the format was off the top of my head, but lighting and sound stuff is second to last. The type of video, like the format, was last. Camera movement came in the middle, and then the action was second, so what they're doing, and then the person that we're concerned with is first. You know, we identify the subject, describe their actions, then the camera movement, then the lighting and sound, and then finally what type of footage it is. Electrolab says, I wonder if you add image smart sharpen node just before the combined video, whether it'll look good or not. I mean, it might do. Might do. Let's give it a blast. Find out on the next image. Maybe the next image. I mean, it's not bad. This did make it look a bit sharper, as obviously as you really expect it to. It didn't make it any worse, I'll say that. Although maybe there though, because that might have needed a bit of bokeh. It's hit and miss, isn't it? But the thing is, the way I see it is, it's easier to blur stuff after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier to apply a blur to a video if you can generate it sharper than it needs to be. You can usually adding blur is easier, is what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say. Because there's all kinds of tools and filters you can use to blur. But if it's already blurry, it tends to be a bit trickier to make it go the other way. Yeah. Like, for example, if we over-sharpened the bokeh in the background, it's not a problem to radial or even depth blur that, or whatever, 2 point, 3 point, whatever you want. But yeah, that's actually not a bad shout, you know. Again, simple little things. And you could probably mess around with this, but the defaults are good, actually. I mean, if we zoom in on it, it doesn't look so good. But you got to think, I'm on a 2K monitor here. So this is outputting at 768 by 512, okay? So it should really be about this big. Roughly. It's probably actually blown up too much still, because my monitor is huge. Let's see, we're about there, that's 1,000. So it's still too big. It's probably like that big is the actual size of the video. These scenes look great. Like, the funny thing is, if you had like if you were filming, do you know what? So once the training comes out, somebody needs to just train on, you know, Breaking Bad, not the scenes with characters in, but just empty scenes. You know what I mean? Just the empty shots where there's no one. It's just the environment, the street, the desert, you know, the front of the store, the front of the house, Someone needs to make like Laura's trained on just aesthetics. I think because then you could have like filler scenes in between. I think it's that kind of stuff. I think that this is going to be really good for, because you'll be able to pad out scenes with nice looking aesthetics. Even though this is kind of crazy. Alright. That's it. We're done. I'm winding it down. So basically, this is everything I had to show you tonight. I'll be back on Sunday. So thank you all for coming along and hanging out. We should have some more interesting things to look at. We usually start up at a slightly earlier time on Sunday, but there'll be a post up in the Discord. Don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, join us, the link's in the description, and most of all, thank you all for sticking with it. We've looked at all kinds of stuff tonight and it's been great fun, but I gotta go, so that's the end, guys. Thanks for watching.
My portfolio stock. I don't own his rocketing. Was all paid on somebody else's credit card who never pay it off. It's secured on overvalued vacant property. Sell it to the Chinese. My portfolio stock. I don't own his rocketing. Was all paid on somebody else's credit card who never paid it off. It's secured on overvalued vacant property. Sell it to the Chinese. Was all paid on somebody else's credit card who never paid it off. It's secured on overvalued vacant property. Sell it to the Chinese.
Big Bang nucleosynthesis, the primordial composition of visible matter of the universe should be about 75% hydrogen and 25% helium-4. Neutrons are made up of 1 up and 2 down quarks, while protons are made of 2 up and 1 down quark. Since the other common in the elementary particles, such as electrons, neutrinos, or weak boson.